to be great, baby. It's going to be great.
I just told the kids the last game of the season, you lay an egg. You know, we just did nothing offensively. We dribbled. We missed easy baskets. We threw it away. And I think the biggest thing that hurt us was in transition, when we missed, they were able to push it and get up and forward. They got a bunch of easy baskets against us. And once we made them set up offensively, we did a pretty good job. But probably 8 to 10 times in transition, they got some easy stuff.
Did you see that as being a key coming in?
No, we haven't had a problem with that so much. I don't know, you know, by being here for 4 days, not in your own house or stuff like that, whether everybody was tired or, you know, they got a little lackadaisical after Wednesday night or, you know, not having a crowd in the stand. I'm not sure what it was, but we just didn't play well.
Y'all got off to that 9-0 starting, and I know Will got into a little bit of foul trouble.
Well, he got 2 fouls. Keyshawn James got 2 fouls. Just Torrance, you know, so all in, you know, what can you say? You know, some of the fouls that he got, I like your question. He's standing there with his hands straight up in the air, and they call fouls, you know. And so I don't know, whatever. But yeah, when you got to go and your offense goes out, now you're going with guys who aren't great offensive players, or we try to put some offensive guys in. I think on the 3-point line, we really stunk it up. We were what? Wow, yeah. We didn't make many threes at all. So we had some guys that normally knock down 2 or 3 in a game, and tonight I think they made 1.
The guys they got in foul trouble, that gives us some good size when they're on the floor.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I imagine you.
Right. Well, that's how once we got into the 3rd and 4th quarter a little bit, they stayed on the floor a little bit more. We were able to score around the basket and get some things and finish. And, you know, had an opportunity. We just, you know, Tyron Williams had a great night the other night, and tonight he scores 2. So, I mean, that's, you know, go from 29 to 2. That's poor coaching.
What was today like with the decision to not have fans? How did you adjust that with your team? And
yeah, we kept looking over our shoulder, waiting for a phone call or this or that. You know, parents are calling, this one's calling. You know, they want to, and then your parents aren't coming. And wait a minute, you know, the kids are used to having somebody there, and you know, then they made a comment that they might cancel the whole thing. So now it's like, wow, you know, what are we waiting on? And I thought it was kind of made kind of late. But, whatever happened, it happened. And, you know, hey, the atmosphere was beautiful. They did all the fireworks and the whole deal. It was real nice. But to play with nobody out there was a little flat, you know.
For the players, what was that like?
No excuses. We just came off. We came out good, but we just didn't finish. Could have played better. We couldn't turn our switch on.
Torrance.
Same thing like Coach said. We killed ourselves on the turnovers, free throws. We didn't finish around the rim. That's what killed us. It was a one-basket game. We could have had it.
And,
even without the fans, though, I mean, to have the opportunity to still compete in the championship, there could have been a possibility to not even have it. I mean, are you guys glad that y'all still had the opportunity to compete today?
Yes, ma'am.
Torrance, I know, you know, y'all, the senior class is, you know, real tight together. And what can you just kind of say about the bond that this team, you know, kind of established over these last, you know, few years?
This is one of the best bonds I have since I was little. Like, I grew up with all of them, played ball with all of them. In senior class, we came in, we just knew each other. So it was like we had a spark together. It was just one of the greatest teams that I think we had in the last 4 years.
Your coach told me a few weeks ago that you kind of recruited some of the guys from the basketball team to play football this past season. Who were those guys? How did you do it? Why did you do it? What did it mean for you to have them come out?
It was Tyron Williams, Jonathan Brock, and Keyshawn James. And I did it because I knew that, like, lifting weights and staying in shape would help with the season. And it pretty much did. They didn't bend over as much this year, and they just kept their spirit up. And they learn how to be disciplined and not fuss and argue on the court.
This was your final game coaching these seniors. You had 4 of them for 4 years.
Right. Yeah.
So there's some reflections.
Like I told the guys, I mean, hey, you'll look back weeks from now and go, hey, you finished 27-7. I mean, you know, not many teams can say that. And, you know, the playoffs, you either win the whole thing or you go out on a loss. And so that's the negative thing about the playoffs. But, you know, you win 4 games in the playoffs and you lose your last one. You know, we set some goals early, and to win the state championship was one of those goals, and we just fell 1 point short.
A little bit of bittersweet done overall.
It's a great experience. Like, we prepare for this every year. Every year we go from August to March, and it worked for us. Just one of the things that we just got to continue to compete for, and we're going.
The 8.2 seconds left in the call. What were you looking to get accomplished on that? And it seemed like they kind of trapping defense, or just causing
The last basket,
yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were either looking for a lob or the step out when Theo came out, but Tyra didn't see him early enough, and we got satisfied with the lob, and he throws it into the rim. So, yeah.
How about the sequence before that when there's 8.2 seconds?
Oh yeah, when we turned the ball over, yeah, we were just trying to get it to the basket as quickly as we could, and unfortunately we kicked it out of bounds or did whatever, So yeah. Sometimes you think, should I call a timeout? What should you do this or do that? But like I said, these are high school kids, and they're going to make mistakes. Coaches are going to make mistakes, and you just got to live with it and move on.
What are you most proud of your team for this year, Coach?
The biggest thing is, as Torrance related to, it's just the idea that they were a real team. They hung together when you were at school. The whole group of them are together at school, and they just lived and died basketball. But the relationships that they had with each other were very, very important. They were a big part of our school. These are the big guys on campus. They do the right things. They go to class. They do what they're supposed to do, and they try to mentor some of the younger kids and do all of that stuff. And we're real proud of them. I mean, if we could have another 50 or 60 like these at our school, we'd be great. So.
What do you feel like you have for next year?
You never know. I mean, we've got kids out there that say they come to Bonnabel. When you get to the finals like this, all of a sudden kids are going to say, man, I think I'm coming to Bonnabel, and blah, 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 blah. But we return the big guy here and our point guard and our shooter. We return 3 or 4 of the kids, and there's some other kids out there in the woodwork that'll show up. So, and guess what? We just do it again. Here we go.
When the game ended, I noticed you and a couple of teammates kind of fell into each other on the far end of the bench there. Into each other. What was that moment?
I was just crying because we worked so hard for this moment, and it meant everything to win this championship for the school, the city, and the team. That's all I really wanted to do, was winning for my team and my school and my city.
What did it mean when Ash sat there and stood up and clapped for you guys? When y'all went up to accept your trophy, did that mean something to you guys?
That's a class act. I mean, we try to do the same, win or lose, and it's about the game and the respect you have for the game and for each other. Because when kids compete like they did, they're laying it all on the line. You've got to say, hey, great job.
Will, for you, was going to go, was it kind of a mismatch or anything? How did you prepare to go against him down there in the paint?
In the paint, I just felt like my first step was quicker, and like I get to the rim faster, and I try to keep scoring the punch and try to win, but I fell short of it.
And Coach, for you, how did you game plan? Because you guys had a little bit more size than what Alexandria did, but how do you guys come in thinking, how could you have won the game?
Yeah, we try to run our offensive set. We try to run inside out, but right off the bat, we've got 2 of the big guys sitting out in the first quarter. So, I mean, that kind of changes your game plan now. So now we're trying to shoot some threes, and I think at halftime we were 2 for 13 or 2 for 14 from the three-point line. So that didn't work. But like I told the kids at halftime, you're only down 1 possession. This is a good team, and you held them to, 21 points or something. So we just didn't do what we needed to do offensively.
How have you guys been throughout the season shooting the 3-ball? Have you been consistent?
It's amazing. I mean, on Wednesday night, we looked like we were unbelievable. We made everything. Some nights we make, 9, 10 3-pointers, and tonight we made 2.
Coach, what did it take for you this season? You made all.
Is right now it's like you go, it didn't mean anything because if you didn't win this one, but a couple weeks from now you're going to go, guess what? You win 27 games. You were undefeated district champ. You got through 3 rounds of the state playoffs, and you got to the finals. We were the top 4 in the state and had a nibble, but we just couldn't finish it.
You pointed to Will as one of the guys you got back next year. What are his strengths? How do you describe his game?
Well, I mean, he's just an overall player. He can put it on the floor. He can shoot it. He can rebound. I mean, this year he's going to have to work on his strength, get bigger. Because if he gets bigger, I mean, he's going to be a handful, because he can do a lot of things. He's quick. He can shoot the hook shot. He can dunk the ball. He does a lot of different things. We can move him out on the wing if we have to, so. Yeah.
What do you feel like you bring to the team going forward?
Going forward, I feel my strength is going to be rebounding, blocking shots, helping the team win on the defensive end instead of the offensive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Coach. I gotta give you
Okay,
a shake.
all right.
Well, it's your first time.
I think I got it this week. Hey, Dad, I think I got another picture of you smiling.
Give us a chance to get set up here. State championship for this school. I mean, what does it mean for you and your players?
I don't know. If you told me that we would be here in the summer or even in December, I probably would have called you a liar. But we did in January start really playing the type of defense that I envisioned all of our guys being able to play. And we were always blessed offensively with guys that could score multiple ways, dribble, pass, shoot, post up, whatever we needed to do. But the defense was going to win it. And, we told, me and Dez talked about the Madison Prep Watson game, how low scoring it was, how the Carver Bro Bridge game, how low scoring it was. And we said this was going to be that type of game because of the way Bonnabel plays and the way we try to play. And 38-37 is really ugly, but we will take it. So we're very excited.
Latrell, looking at the stat sheet, no one really particularly stands out that crazy in today's game. I mean, what does it mean to you to get MVP, but are you going to kind of share it also with the rest of these guys on this team?
I just love my team.
Coach, you're one of the few players in history, few coaches in history to win a state championship as a player and as a head coach, but you learned under one of the best.
The greatest. Yeah.
Right.
Just his mindset, going into summer stuff, to every day when you step on the floor for him is to win. And him being so competitive, along with my parents who blessed me, and made me work hard even growing up, and him just teaching me what it means to be competitive day in and day out, not only in basketball, but in life, in the classroom. A lot of this is him. And he is the GOAT for a reason. That's why we try to play him as many times as possible. That's why we played him in the Hall of Fame game. I think that actually helped us prepare for our playoff run. Because those guys make you better. They say where the bar is, and that's where we're trying to get. And we got there tonight. So we're excited about it. And I'm grateful to him for all. He's always there if I need to call. Or if I have questions, he's always been there for me. He's been a family figure, father figure. So I'm really thankful to him.
Coach, you guys were up by 1 point. It was 0.7 seconds left on the clock. What did you tell your team?
Don't panic. It's going to be a live play of some sort to 14. We were just really worried we were going to tackle him instead of just knock the ball down. But we did switch it. We were glad we switched it, and we switched it where Bud was under the goal. And he does what he does. He's going to TCU for a reason, and he knocked it down. So that's what he does.
Coach, two keys in the game that I paid attention to. Tyron Williams scored 29 points in the semifinals. He didn't score, he had 2 points, but he didn't score a field goal tonight. And then Keyshawn James been a double-digit rebounder all season long. I think he only had 5 rebounds tonight. Let's talk about them two emphases on how y'all was able to.
Well, we thought we were concerned with 5 going into the game, especially after we saw how well he played against Walker. But we felt with our guards guarding him, we would make it tough for him. I figured he would shoot the ball a little better tonight, but I'm glad he didn't. And the bigs, we were really concerned about 14 being able to score it. But we knew if we could take away their high-low action and ball pressure the top and front the bottom, that we would make them a jump shooting team, which they're not as good as, especially if 5's not shooting it. And for the most part, we did a good job today doing that. They got loose on us a few times on offensive rebounds. I think they had 13, which was too many. But I mean, if you're just gonna look at stats, you would think we lost this game by 20. We go 1 for 13 from 3. We turn the ball over 16 times. We give up 13 offensive rebounds. Nobody scores over 9, but we go 9 for 10 from the free throw line. And just that's kind of how these guys have been all year. We find a way to win. Either whether they hit shots like they did the other night against Hinesville, or we just sit down and guard. And that's what's been the blessing with these guys. We can win multiple ways, either by outscoring you or just locking in and playing defense.
Coach, all season, this is probably like the 3rd time I've seen you smile this big.
We can win multiple ways, either by outscoring you or just locking in and playing defense.
Coach, all season, this is probably like the 3rd time I've seen you smile this big. But you've been just kind of watching you all season, regular season games. You've always been collected as well. So what does this sigh of relief mean for you?
It really hasn't set in yet. I still feel like we're down 9-0. That's what I was telling him. I was like, this is really bad. But it's probably going to hit me when we go eat somewhere in a minute. But like I said, it was just an ugly game back and forth. But our guys fought for everything that they got. And that's what I'm most proud of.
When y'all were down 9-0, what did you say to the guys to kind of settle them into the game?
Well, we called timeout, and we're like, these are our mistakes. It's nothing real. Now, they've got good players, but these are our mistakes. We're not fronting the post. We're not ball pressing the top on the high-low. We're not rotating over to take a charge, and then we're not helping the helper on the box out. If we do those things, we will make runs and get stops and get out and get easy layups. Then we don't have to worry about their big front line and being able to score. And then in the first quarter, second quarter, we start doing that. They just bought in, honestly. Now, there were times they didn't. In December, like I said, we were going to tell Bud just to go get ready for TCU. We were going to tell the seniors just to go ahead and go do something else, and we were going to start getting ready for the future. But we had a really good game at Washita where we lost by 11. But it was back and forth the whole game. And it's really hard to win at Washita. And then we backdoored that, winning at West Monroe, which they had never done before. And that kind of sparked the confidence. And we really didn't lose a game after that. We lost the Hall of Fame game, but that one doesn't count. But that one actually helped us get ready for the pressure moments of being down 7 going into the fourth quarter against Captain Shreve, being down 6 to West Monroe in the fourth quarter in the 3rd round. And really tonight, I mean, I know we threw it all over the gym late, but we made enough plays and were tough enough to figure out a way to win. So.
Coach, you talk about the confidence you have in them, the ability to win games. Your semifinal game, you won shooting the ball behind the arc. This time, you did more penetration and getting to the ball and defense. So the confidence that you have in your guys to adjust and to play and to win a game in a couple of different ways.
Well, and that goes back to her question. You know, we tried to change a culture. It wasn't just we want to have a good team. Like, we're trying to change a whole culture of we're going to schedule differently and schedule some really good teams, some top 10 teams. Win, lose, or draw, or whatever, we're going to figure out where we're at. And then by that time playoffs come around, this is what we need to do to be able to win. And, you know, I do have confidence in them. Now, they do make a lot of mistakes, but that's part of it, and they know that. They know they make mistakes, but the team that makes the least amount of mistakes wins. Bonnabel made mistakes tonight. And what I'm proud of, as we grew as a group, you know, early on it was kind of, you know, we made excuses. There was none of that tonight. There was no when we got knocked down, we made an excuse. There was no get through a screen, we're making excuses. We were just on to the next play. Whatever happened, as bad as it was, we moved on to the next play. And that's what I was most proud about. And that's part of changing the culture that them seniors did.
Some state organizations didn't have state championship games because of everything that's going on.
You can ask them, that was the pregame speech. I told them that this was a blessing, and we don't know what's going to happen after today. Like we're out of school, I think, for a month for now. It could be worse than that. We don't know because we're not health officials or anything like that. But what I told them was we've always been a family. We've always played for each other. And whatever happens tonight, you have a chance to get something that you've always wanted. And we were grateful to play because I told them there's a bunch of guys that were supposed to be playing in March Madness. They don't get to play. Like this ain't how you envisioned it growing up, playing in front of 8,000, 9,000 people. But you were blessed to have the opportunity to do what you love, to try to get something that you always wanted. And that was our message before the game, that you just be thankful and you give everything you got.
Des, Latrell, TJ.
Yeah, very good. I feel like I'm on top of the world. Feels amazing.
For players, what your coach told you before the game regarding the circumstances, what did that do for you guys as far as maybe providing some perspective about everything?
It made us play together.
I thought it was really classy of you guys to stand up and clap for Bonnabel at the end of the game for the runner-up, and Coach said the same thing. I mean, they played one heck of a game. What do you guys have to say about their performance today?
Well, no, I mean, they laughed. We were talking in December, and we were doing stretching lines, and I'm like, we got to figure out, we're going to have to go either Jalen Cook, we're going to have to box out all the bigs from Bonnabel, or we're going to have to stop Washington. And they're like, Coach, what you talking about? Like, we played so-and-so tonight. I'm like, we're getting ready for that. You know what I mean? So we've always had respect for those teams, you know, and that was tonight. That was even though there were no people here, there was just like the game before, Port Allen Rabel game, just guys just going at it with no fans. It was just great to see. And yeah, we have absolute respect for Bonnabel. I think they've been here 4 out of the last 5 or 3 out of the last 4. Nothing but respect for the coach and his program.
Guys, y'all had some blowouts, but y'all
We just kept our head high and just kept playing. Coach Bastion said, just don't give up because you never know what's going to happen. And he always said, play together and play for your team. In practice, he always gives a speech, we're as one. We always play as one. We're a family. We're always going to be together, always together. So we just stuck together in the end and pushed through.
TJ, I can't remember exactly if it was you or not that was crying once y'all had won the game. I was standing right over you. I'm pretty sure it was you, but I mean, just why the tears? I mean, yes, this is a special moment, but why did it bring you to tears?
Since when Coach Brasher came in, he just put us through a lot of hard work, going through all that, fighting adversity. It brought me to tears. That's something amazing to do. And it's crazy. It's crazy.
Coach to even ask you, he said, thank you so much, Coach. And you were like, thank you. What did that motivate for you?
It's all of them. It's not just him. I mean, he goes from, playing at Glenmore last year and into this, and that's a big jump. That's a really big jump. But they were all like that. A lot you got to see that one, but you didn't get to see all the other ones in the locker room. And guys didn't even play in minutes. Just like that's what we showed up to do. When we set them, when we set them down first day, that was our goal. And it's kind of like trying to explain to somebody what the moon's like. We've never been to the moon, but these are the few steps you have to take to get there. And you can't just take a big jump. It's going to take one game at a time, one possession at a time. And that's what's so great for me. I got emotional, kind of tearing up before the game. Because I'm like, we're here. Like, either way, whatever happens, like, this is the last time I get to talk to y'all as a group. Now, a lot of these guys are coming back next year, but this is the last time I get to talk to them as a group. And why not? I mean, we all love each other. Why not go out there and win this thing? And they just put it all on the line tonight.
Bonnabel had some size advantage, 3 guys, 6'5" and taller. 2 of them got in foul trouble. How significant was that?
Huge. Just being honest. 14 getting in foul trouble was huge in the first half, but Bud also got in foul trouble for us, so we had to make some adjustments. I think 32 also got in foul trouble for them, so you got both their bigs out. But it was better on our defense, but it was also harder on our offense because they would put smaller guys in there and they would just switch everything, so it was harder to take advantage of them on the defensive end. So it was a little bit of both, but like I said, we'll take it whatever way we can get it. It was just a lot of yelling, a lot of celebrating. It was I got wet. I'm soaking wet. It was just a lot of jumping, let's go, and some other things that probably can't be said, but it was great. So.
Well, I know Latrell told me after the game that y'all had a lot of people doubting you guys,
Sure.
that you could even make it to this
Absolutely.
point. So how does it feel to kind of shut down those haters?
In your face. Well, I tell them regularly, the more you move up the chain, the better you get, the more haters you got. The more people that tell you, oh, well, you can't play here. I was told my whole life I couldn't play Peabody. Then I was told I couldn't play in college. Then I was told I couldn't. You ain't going to win at Toga. Then you ain't going to win at Ash. So as you move up in life, people are going to tell you you can and can't do things, okay?
So it's just about the same thing they do tonight, fighting through adversity, one step at a time, and hopefully they take that, as a life lesson.
The Bonnabel and Alexandria coaches talked about trying to get you guys more in your half-court offense.
I think our advantage against Bonnabel was to push it. And Hanville, I just thought our defense allowed us to run because of the way they put their offense is set up with the dribble weave and ball screen actions, which we work on every day in practice. But that's what's so great about this, is we can win in a variety of ways.
You did it with bench players too. You had a lot of production
Sure.
off of your bench too,
Yep.
and that was that has to be a relief knowing that you can go 7-8 guys deep.
He goes way back. Mitchell Easley comes in and plays 7 minutes against Captain Shreve because everybody was in foul trouble. We don't get past that game without him. Jeremy Johnson comes in and guards West Monroe's best player for the last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter and pretty much shuts him down. We're not here without him. Robert Drakes comes in the Hanville game and scores 13 points. He has not played well in the last 2 weeks. And then tonight he was just a little bit of everybody, 9, 8, 7, 4, 6, 4. And it's just, I trust all my guys. If I didn't trust them, they wouldn't be out there. So we're excited. Coach, is this the start of a dynasty? I mean, we talk about,
Can
I just get one? It took me 12 years to get one. No, I'm not doing all that. We're excited. We're going to enjoy this one for a while, and then we will start talking about all that other stuff in due time. But we're excited.
Fellas, I mean, to have a chance to not only win a state championship, but you win the first in school history in the first year that he's your head coach, how does that feel for y'all?
Same thing, like I'm on top of the world. Feels amazing. It feels awesome. I just haven't got no words to say.
Coach, guys, congratulations. Go enjoy it, all right?
Thank you.
So
Thank y'all.
much.
Appreciate it.
Hey, a little question.